I think it's going to give Seneca Hackathon a lot of profile.
I can say that sometimes I just survive on Seneca soup program. With great role comes great responsibility.
The event to be part of, students working on solutions to a really big problem.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Seneca Hackathon Insider. I am your host Arya, and today is a remarkable day because we have a guest who is widely known for her expertise in student affairs in the role of Associate Vice President at Seneca Polytechnic. And she is one of the major contributors to Seneca Hackathon 2024. The entire hackathon team is honored by her presence today. Join me in welcoming Christine Blake.
Hi.
It's nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Christine, how are you? How have you been lately?
I've been pretty good. Good. Today's a good day. The sun is shining.
Yeah.
The halls are busy, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, that's great. By the way, I would like to unofficially title this podcast as "With great role comes great responsibility," and your responsibility towards students is remarkable. However, I would like you to elaborate more on the nature of your role and responsibilities as the Associate Vice President for students.
Sure. So I'm very fortunate to work with a very large team. I work with the student services team, which includes our domestic students and also our international students. Big team there that also works under student life. We work closely with our student government. International, there's the international advisor team that's also under that umbrella. So it's a great team, and they look after our orientations, and there's a wide variety, everything from our SMILE mentoring program, that's all under that umbrella of student services, including our access to housing and resources. So very big team there. Athletics and recreation, that also includes our recreation team and all the drop-ins and activities and wellness programming. And then there's a whole other side, which is our varsity team. So we have a number of varsity programs that we run, and Seneca's having a great year this year with our students in athletics. So that's also a program that we run at all campuses. So as we're talking about services, we're also mentioning that we run all these services at all the campuses. We have our accessible learning services team, so for anybody who needs an accommodation or maybe has a disability, we have a team that works with students there. Our counseling services, and there's a team also there that helps students, whether it's improving their wellness, or if they are having any kind of mental health issues, or they need any kind of supports, whether they're longer term referrals or in the short term.
Mental health is one of the major issues.
That's right, as we know. And within that group, we also offer services to students after hours. So if students need any kind of a crisis intervention, whether it's Good to Talk or through the health insurance plan, there are different avenues that students can access. And then of course there are our student supports, which include all of our student advising team and our student navigators, and of course student conduct, which also helps students when there's any kind of issues, and they help them navigate and mediate through a lot of those issues. So those are all the areas under my umbrella, but I also want to mention there's a huge amount under the academic learning services group that reports up through, we have a associate vice president of academics. Wow. So there's a whole, our libraries, learning centers, and test centers all report up to Michelle Hutt, who's our AVP academic. And then we have a dean who looks after our Seneca Works and work integrated learning and career area. So it's a lot of services. Exactly. A lot of services.
So there goes a lot behind the scenes to make an international student's journey a success.
That's right.
Great to hear. Coming to it, lot of students come to Canada every year, and there are 3 major intakes. And Seneca Polytechnic is one of the priorities of students to get admitted to, because of its success and courses and extracurricular activities it has to offer. So how do you make sure that each and every student gets the resources and the support that they deserve?
It actually starts even before they are admitted, what we call pre-admission, and there's a whole team that's around the world recruiting, whether it's internationally or domestically, and they are giving students, before they're students, information about everything Seneca, our academics, our services. So there's that pre-admission piece. And then as they are accepted to Seneca, it is really important that they attend, whether it's a virtual orientation, that's an easy one that can be in country or for wherever they're located. And we have thousands of students that access virtual orientation. And then it moves into, whether it's an international student coming to Canada, we've actually started our mentoring program is starting actually with students before they arrive. So that's been an amazing experience just to get students connected, and then they can have a better understanding of coming to Canada and what that experience might be like. And then when they arrive, we really want to see students on campus during the campus welcome days, and then all the different activities. I also want to talk a little bit about the student government and the SSF, because they do a ton of programming, and they also offer a lot of great different services, different programs, everything from their health insurance to their food bank to their breakfast and lunch programs. They support awards and bursaries. So they're also doing a ton of programming. We have lots of different clubs. So there's a lot of ways for students to get engaged in the extracurricular. And then of course within the academic areas, the programs themselves, the faculty, and there's also ways to get supports, whether it's through the Learning Center, whether it's through tutoring, or from other students in a peer-to-peer model.
Right. I would like to give a shout out to the breakfast program and free soup program, because as an international student, we sometimes forget to eat, or we are just tired to cook food. So it's great that you come to the campus and you have soup, you have breakfast, you have so many things to eat.
And I think it's really important. The college has been doing the soup program, and I forgot about the soup program, for a number of years. And I think one of the reasons that we at the college want to support the soup program is, if you're on campus and you are hungry, it's really important to fill that need. And we do know that, students right now, there is a lot of food insecurity. So it's really important that we're part of the solution. And I think that's where the SSF comes in, and also where Seneca comes in too. So.
I can say that sometimes I just survive on Seneca soup program.
Okay.
And coming to my personal experience, I think onboarding a student is the most important resource that you have, because it can make or break the student journey, right? So I was applying at Seneca, and I applied at other different colleges as well. But Seneca was the one that reached out to me quickly. I used to ask my issues, and whether it's finance or anything, and they used to quickly reply to me, and that helped me finalize my decision that yes, I'm going to Seneca. So these resources that you give, how do you measure the success of these resources and the support services that you have to offer?
So it's really important. Our teams actually spend quite a bit of time, whether it's through student surveys, focus groups, just listening to students, and also doing a lot of professional development, whether it's with our colleagues at other colleges or universities and through our different professional associations, to make sure that the services and resources we're providing students are what's needed. So I know for myself, when I meet with students and I talk to students, and I've actually been working with the student government for a long time, and I like to listen to students and hear what they think is effective and what's working well. We've changed through the years, we've changed our programs, but I think the core for the student services team is that our students are in the middle. They're in the center of everything we do. From there, we build our services around the students. There are times when students are doing very well. Maybe they don't need our supports all the time, but they need them sometimes. So we have to be there, and we have to be ready for when students need them. And, we do have a lot of students here at Seneca, but one of my core values is to treat every student as an individual. So they have an individual issue, or there's something they need. It might be something I've heard before, but this is new to them, and it's important to focus on what they're looking for and what they need. And, when we continually get student feedback, it's important that we act on it. And we make changes based on what students are saying. Not what we think, not what I think. It's got to be grounded in student philosophy and what really will impact students in the long run.
That's right. It's really important that you listen to the student and help them. So Christine, the student journey has just started, let's imagine that. And now students have been exposed to a lot of extracurricular activities at Seneca, and Hackathon is one of that activity. So students can build their resume, build their portfolio, and the most important thing is build their network through Hackathon. So can you tell me what Seneca Hackathon mean to Seneca Polytechnic?
Well, I think it is an amazing experience that students will embark on through the hackathon. And really, I've been attending the classes and getting to meet some of the students involved. And what I have found is each time I go, the students have more confidence. There's a lot of time and effort that's going into all the work that's happening behind the scenes to make sure that the hackathon is successful.
Exactly.
And I think that piece is so important. So the students are really gaining a lot of experience outside the classroom. Whether it's talking with other partners and trying to get sponsors, or even trying to get more students to join. I think it's a great experience, and from Seneca's perspective, it is the student voice. So it's the students working on solutions to a really big problem. And today, nobody has sort of that answer, but I think with many voices and many different students working on the different problem sets, I'm really looking forward to seeing what some of those solutions are, and hoping that from those solutions we'll be able to enact some of them and move them forward through Seneca.
Exactly. The topics that we have this year is housing. It's so relevant, right? All of us are facing housing crisis right now, and kudos to the team of Seneca to choose this type of topic. Because of this particular topic, Seneca Hackathon has the ability to reach a wider audience this year. We will grab a lot of attention. So what do you think? How will this change the course of Seneca Hackathon, the upcoming Seneca Hackathons, and Seneca Polytechnic?
Well, I think it's going to give Seneca Hackathon a lot of profile. And I know there are partners coming in from business, from government, they're international partners. So depending on what the topic will be next year, and I'm sure it'll be something very interesting as it is this year and very relevant, I think that there are so many partners that can help to support whatever the next topic might be. I think for this year, there are different levels of government that are attending. There are business partners. We have a lot of different sponsors and partners, along with many within Seneca that are participating, whether it's through the service groups or faculty or academic chairs and deans and other vice presidents attending. I think it's going to be a great week, and especially that big day, that last day. So wonderful.
Why would you encourage students to join Seneca Hackathon as an organizer or a participant?
I think just for the experience. I think it's going to be really exciting, and I think that students are going to gain so much, and I really look forward to the excitement, and it's actually already creating a lot of buzz. So it seems like it is the event to be part of, and I think it's just going to be a really great week.
Yeah, that's true. Coming back to student services, I would like to ask you, are there any more initiatives under the pipeline that we should be aware of?
Probably one of our biggest projects that we're just about to embark on at Seneca is we're actually in design stages for a new health and wellness facility at the Newnham campus here. And that is going to be an amazing build. So, we're breaking ground very soon, and through the years of construction, I think what we're going to see is something spectacular. So our future students, are going to enjoy this new building. And you know, obviously our alumni will be able to come back and enjoy it, so you'll be able to come back one day and enjoy it. I would say that's probably one of our really big projects that's coming up under sort of the student services area. Right now we're working, as everybody else is, to try and find more partners with especially housing. We've just signed on with Spaces Shared, and they're actually one of our partners at the Housing Hackathon, and we're about to launch that platform, and that's actually a matching between hosts in the community and students. So it will be another option for students, which is great. So we'll continue to keep working in a lot of different areas to provide those services and resources for students. I always look forward to hearing from students of what they think. If we're missing something or there's a better way to communicate with students, let us know.
How do you think this new initiative will help students with their mental well-being?
Well, prior to the Health and Wellness Center being built, we're actually moving our counseling services, our accessible learning services, and our medical center will actually all be moving to A3000, and it's going to be a bit of a living learning lab in terms of coordinating those services and really combining those counseling services with the medical services in a more holistic way. So we are going to be working on a new model, a new service delivery for students that we'll see move right into our Health and Wellness Center. So the next few years for us it's going to be a great time to test that out, and then we'll move right into the Health and Wellness Center.
Wow, that's interesting and fascinating. I just love how Seneca is working so much towards student well-being. So Christine, we are at the end of our podcast, but before signing off, I would like to ask that you are such an important person at Seneca Polytechnic and your schedule must be tight. You must be having a lot of tasks to complete, and being an international student, I study. Some students do part-time jobs, some students take part in initiatives like Hackathon, and some are busy creating personal brands on social media. So just give a few tips to these students that how to manage your focus, how to organize and bring productivity and not lose focus on their academics.
I guess I want to say I definitely strongly believe academics need to be number one, but sometimes I know life comes by, right? And you, like you said, you might work part-time, you have family commitments, so it really is a balance. And what I have learned, especially in the years through COVID, I mean, we all have to listen to ourselves. We have to protect our own mental health. You know, we have to lay that strong foundation, and we have to balance things we do. And with that also comes, as you said, making sure that you're eating well and sleeping well. Like those are all pieces of mental health, right? And also activities, ensuring that you're out, you're whether you're, you know, a person that you know, plays basketball or just walks or whatever you might do. I think those are all pieces that you really do need to balance. And I mean, I try and live that every day in terms of balancing and prioritizing. But I also think as a student, it's really, really important that if you run into an issue or a problem, that you reach out for help. So all those things we talked about, all those services, all those supports, whether it's through counseling or the medical center, or even just, you know, it could be any door that you go to should be open, and you find what you need for help. So that's, I think, the most important piece for us. Yes, you balance everything and you manage your time and everything we know we're supposed to do. But let's say you're not, you know, one of those days, it's not a great day, that you are able to ask for help that day. And somebody will be here to support you.
So, Christine, it was so wonderful talking to you. You gave us some valuable insights, and it's so great to know what's happening behind the scenes to make the student journey a success. Thank you so much. I'm honored to host you at this podcast, and thank you to all of you, and I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking me. Thank you.